Hey everyone, welcome to Skein Spider. It is the third week of October, which means it's time to crochet our third Halloween character. And this week's character is a little yarn demon. So if you'd like to summon your own, grab your hooks and let's get started. To make this pattern, you're going to need a 3.5mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, a needle, pins, stuffing, a pair of 14mm safety eyes, as well as 8-ply yarn in colours of your choice. To make our demon character, you're once again going to need to follow both the head and the body pattern from the first video, which was the mummy, and that'll be linked down in the description. The head and the arms you're going to make in red, both legs are going to be made in black, and then once you join them, you're going to continue in black until you get to round 22. After round 22, you're going to change colours to red and then continue on crocheting the rest of the body. So once again, both legs in black, continue crocheting to round 22 in black, and then at round 23 change colour to red and just finish off in red. After you've prepared the body, we're going to go on and crochet the rest of the features. We're going to start off with the little demon horns, and for that you're going to need your 3.5mm hook and your black yarn. The horns start with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 single crochet, so we're just putting 1 single crochet in each stitch from round 1. For round 3, we're going to start with 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do 3 increases in a row. So an increase is just putting 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So in the next stitch I'm going to do 1 single crochet and then a second in the same stitch, and we're going to repeat that twice more. And then we're just going to finish the round with 2 single crochet. Round 4 is 9 single crochet. Round 5 is 3 single crochet, 3 increases in a row, and then 3 single crochet. And round 6, which is our final round, is just going to be 12 single crochet. And then we're just going to slip stitch and leave a tail for sewing. The next pieces that we need to crochet are going to be the wings. I'm going to do mine in black like I did with the horns, but I'm going to be adding some red detailing. So to start off the wings, we're going to need our black yarn, and we're going to begin like we did with the horns with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. After round 3, you should have 18 stitches in your round, and then round 4 is just going to be 18 single crochet. Round 5 starts off with 1 single crochet. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do an increase. 1 and 2. After this, repeat 2 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times. Round 6 is 24 single crochet. Round 7 is 3 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 8 is 30 single crochet. After round 8, we're going to start on the wingtips, so these bits here, and they're going to be from round 9 to round 12, but we're going to do it twice because you can see on this one we've got one here and one here, so we have to repeat the process twice. We're going to begin round 9 of the first wingtip by doing 5 single crochet and 5, and then we're going to need to skip 20 stitches. So we're going to skip 20 and we're going to work into the last 5. So an easy way to do this, rather than just counting out 20, is to turn your work or rotate your work a bit. And then starting at the last stitch of round 8, count out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Into this 5th stitch is where we're going to put the 6th single crochet of round 9. So again, we're counting out from the last stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we're going to work straight into there. So that will be stitch number 6 from round 9. Then we're going to do 7, 8, 9, and 10. So all up for round 9, we should have 10 stitches that we've just worked, 5 in the front half here, and then we skipped these 20 and then 5 in the back half here. So all up we still have 30 stitches, but we've got 10 in this section and 20 here. Round 10 is going to be 3 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. We're going to start with the 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do an invisible decrease. To do that, go under the front loops of the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through both of those front loops. This will leave you with 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of those front loops. And then we're just going to repeat that again. 3 single crochet, 1 invisible decrease. Round 11 is just going to be 8 single crochet. And round 12, which is the final round of the wingtip, is just going to be 2 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated twice. When you're finished, you're going to cut a short tail, pull up with your hook, and then we're just going to close up this hole that we've left. Grab your needle, and we're just going to thread that through the tail end. And then we're going to go under the front loops of the last 6 stitches. So you want to start behind the front loop and you're going to push your needle under the front loop and then forward. 1. And 6. And then just pull on that to close up the hole. Insert your needle straight back into the center of round 12. And I'm just going to weave this in through the wing until I can push my needle out of this 20 stitch gap that we've left. And then just to make it extra secure, I'm just going to weave my needle through the backs of the stitches on the inside here. And that's how we do the wingtip. We're going to repeat the process to create the second wingtip. You're going to need to find what was stitch number 6 of round 8. So if you look here, I'll bring it in close. You can see round 5 there, that's where we've worked into to create this wingtip here. The next free stitch, this one here, that's round 6. So I'm going to insert my hook into round 6, stitch 6, not round 6, stitch 6. And then once I've got my hook in there, I'm going to bring back in my black yarn. Line it up behind the hook. And then I'm just going to yarn over and pull through and then slip stitch to join. This slip stitch doesn't count as a stitch in our round, so we're going to begin round 9 of the second wingtip with a single crochet in that same stitch. We're going to do the same thing here that we did for round 9 of the first wingtip, except instead of skipping 20 stitches, this time we're going to skip only 10. So again, begin with 5 single crochet, and we just did the first one. So we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can either count 10 and skip those, or do what we did last time. Start with, once you've rotated your work, start with the last free stitch of the round, which is here, and then count 5 out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you're going to work straight into that 5th free stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is here. And again, we should have now 5 stitches here. And then we're just going to do those 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So at this point, we should now have 10 stitches here in our wingtip, in our second wingtip, and we should have 10 free stitches on the end here. And from here, we're just going to be following the same pattern as we did for the first wingtip. So round 9 is done. We're going to then go into the first single crochet that we made and do round 10, which is 3 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated twice. Round 11 is 8 single crochet. And round 12, the final round, is 2 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. Once you've finished round 12, we're going to stop and then finish off and weave in our end the same way that we did for the first wingtip. Next, we're just going to be crocheting these final 10 stitches. So what you want to do is insert your hook into the stitch that's next to the second wingtip we made. So that would have been stitch number 11, I think, yes, 11. And then instead of single crocheting across, what we're going to do is insert our hook from this point straight out of the last free single crochet. So the one, again, that's next to the wingtip here. So we've gone through both the stitch at the front of our piece and the stitch at the back of our piece. You're going to bring in your black yarn again and line that up behind the stitches, yarn over and pull through both of those, and then we're just going to slip stitch to join, and then we're just going to single crochet this piece together for 5 stitches. So we have 10 left. When you fold that in half, that reduces the number down to 5 on each side. So we're going to be working on each side for this. Insert your hook into the same stitch that we just slip stitched into, so into the front piece, so into the front side and out of the back side, yarn over, pull through and single crochet. Then you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch down and also the next stitch down out of the back of the piece for number 2. And you're going to repeat that for the 3 remaining stitches. So into the front, out of the back, and then single crochet for number 4. And then number 5. And you'll want to leave a fairly long tail here because we're going to be sewing the wing on at this point. And this end, because I single crocheted over it, I'm just going to cut it off. But if you didn't single crochet over it, just weave that in to hide it as well. When you've finished crocheting the 2 wings, we're then going to add the details. What you will need to do first though is make sure you have the wings the right way. So we don't want both of them facing the same way and then putting the details on. Make sure you have the right wing on one side and flip the other piece over for the left wing on the other side. So the part where we crocheted the 10 stitches together at the end, they should be on the inside of the piece and the wingtips on the outside of the piece. So once you've got those in the correct position, you can then either slip stitch, which is what I've done here, or just use a needle and yarn to place on the stripe for the wing. But I'm just going to be slip stitching, so I'm going to bring in my red yarn and I'm going to start at the top, insert my needle no, my hook. This is called a hook. Insert my hook into the piece, and then there we go. Slip stitch, and then I'm just going to slip stitch in a straight line all the way down to the wingtip. You're going to leave a short tail because we'll weave those in when we're finished, but before we do that, I'm just going to add a second stripe on the other wingtip. And again, I'm just cutting a short tail, and then I'm going to grab my needle and weave in all these ends. Next, we're going to crochet the tail, and we're also going to begin this with a magic circle, but this time we're going to put in 4 single crochet instead of 6. Round 2 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. Both rounds 3 and 4 are 6 single crochet, or you can just do 12 single crochet consecutively. Round 5 is 2 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. Rounds 6 and 7 are each 8 single crochet. Round 8 is 3 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. Rounds 9, 10 and 11 are each going to be 10 single crochet. After round 11, I'm just going to stop and add a little bit of stuffing and then continue on doing that as we go. And when that's done, we're going to continue on with round 12, which is 4 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. Rounds 13, 14 and 15 are 12 single crochet each. Round 16 is 11 single crochet followed by 1 increase. Both rounds 17 and 18 are 13 single crochet. When I've finished round 18, I'm just going to stop and add a little bit more stuffing. And after that, round 19 is going to be 12 single crochet and an increase. Both rounds 20 and 21 are 14 single crochet. And then round 22, which is going to be our final round, is 13 single crochet and an increase. We're going to slip stitch, leave a tail for sewing, and then finish off by adding a little bit more stuffing. Our final piece that we're going to crochet is going to be the tip for the tail. Now I'm going to do mine in black, but you can do yours in red or any colour that you like. We're going to begin by putting 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Close it up, and then round 2 is going to be 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 3 times. Round 3 is just 9 single crochet. Round 4 is 2 single crochet and an increase repeated 3 times. And then round 5, which is our last round, is just 12 single crochet. Before we leave a tail to sew this on, we're actually going to finish it off by closing this hole. And we're going to do that in a way that's very similar to how we finished off the wings. So what you want to do is insert your hook into stitch number 1 as though you're going to do a single crochet. But before you do that, we're going to then push the hook straight out our last stitch, so stitch number 12, out there. So you've gone into stitch 1, out through stitch 12, and at this point you're going to single crochet. So yarn over and pull through both of those stitches so you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're just going to finish single crochet. And we're going to do this all the way along for 6 single crochet in total. And I'll just go through that again. So you're going into stitch 2 this time, and then out stitch number 11, single crochet, then stitch 3 and out through stitch 10, and then just continue on for the final 3 stitches. And now we'll just leave a tail for sewing. And that is all our crochet pieces done, and we can go on to the assembly. The first thing we're going to do at the assembly stage is to attach the tail tip to the rest of the tail. So you're going to take the end here, and we're just going to weave this down through the backs of the stitches until we reach roughly the center of the tail. After you've done that, just grab your tail, and we're going to sew this tail tip onto the end here. And then I'm just going to weave this into the tail to hide it. Next, we're going to attach the tail to the body, and I'm going to do this just above where the color change is. So we're going to sit our tail there and then pin that in place. And then when that's done, we're going to sew that on as well. After we've sewn the tail on, we're then going to place the wings on. What I would recommend you do is set them each on the back and pin them in place. And then you're just going to flip it over and see how it looks. If you like the position that your wings are in, you can then sew them on. But if you'd like to change them up, go and do that first. Flip it over again, make sure you like how it looks, and then once you're happy with it, then sew them on. So I'm just going to sew these on now. And then all we have left to do is to place the horns on the top of the head and sew those on. But before I do that, I'm just going to add a little bit of stuffing to each of them. You don't need too much, just a little bit. And there we go, Halloween character number 3, our little demon, is all finished. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be back next Friday with a new pattern.